I've always been a plain speaker, you know. So because I talk up, people feel I have a grudge. I don't have a grudge. When you do what is right, I won't say nothing. If you do what I perceive to be wrong, I am going to be talking. And I have no fear when it comes to that. So I'm not going out there asking people to come to me. You know. People come.
Attorney Catchton Hood is the legal counsel for the trade unions and public officers in the court matter regarding gratuity payment and recent salary cuts. He is also leading the charge in the Rural Edwards matter and a range of others, all questioning public service rules and government's decisions. Hood in 2013 became Attorney General and served for 4 years under the current administration. The contract was further extended for 6 months when, according to the attorney, he then decided to step away from the role and focus on personal responsibilities.
At about that time, I said to them, I have a son who has just come out of law school. I need to be in office to direct him properly. This office has been here for 12 years, yes? And I've been out of this office for about 5 years. So I thought it was time because I've been a public servant for many years before, you know. I taught for about 16 years. And then I was a permanent secretary and all these things for a number of years afterwards, right? I've given a lot of public service. Then I went back to become Attorney General. So I thought it was time to come back to my office. And I informed the Prime Minister and other members of that. So in October 2017, everything was finished, signed off on, I was paid for my extra leave and so on. I did not have a quarrel with the Prime Minister at all. As a matter of fact, I visited the Prime Minister at the end of my contract and I said to him I really appreciated the appointment because it gave me a breath to my legal practice that I would not have had if I had remained in my office, and that's a fact.
There has been speculation that Hood's departure from the role was linked to a fallout between himself and a party executive. In response, the former Attorney General says there have been no personal grievances.
I will say emphatically that I will not, and I cannot be paid sufficiently to deal with a matter which I would have had knowledge of as Attorney General. I'm not going to touch that. As a matter of fact, when I served as Attorney General, all matters that were carried over, I dissociated myself from that. The cap bank matters, I didn't touch the cap bank matters while I was Attorney General at all. So any matter of which I had knowledge while I was a private practitioner, I did not deal with them while I was Attorney General, right? And any matter which I would have had knowledge of while I was Attorney General, I am not going to touch it in my private practice now. So there is no grudge or nothing of that sort at all as far as I am concerned. If there's a grudge on the other side, maybe you need to ask the question to the Prime Minister. To be quite frank, if I have a grudge against the government, it's whenever the government does things that are unconstitutional. You see, when you try to throw public officers all over the place and try to make them look small and like they're doing with Rachel Robert, right? When you do these things, I cannot support it.
Eugenia Peters, GBN News.